shake.
So far away, the only thing between us is empty space, empty space. And even when the music is loud, I'd rather be no other place than here with you now, here with you now. Here with you. See your face in the crowd, but you don't seem so far away. Nothing between us is empty space, empty space. Even when the music is loud, I'd rather be no other place. Here with you now, here with you now. your face in the crowd, but you don't seem so far away. The only thing between us is empty space, empty space. Even when the music is loud, I'd rather be no other place. Here with you now, here with you now.
Chase the wind and touch the sky. A star's light shines on long after it dies. Oh, in the night, I live every day as if it's your last. Our memories been bright like beacons of the past. Oh, in the night, now we race against the sun. Now we race against the Now we race against the sun. Now we race against the race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Ooh.
My mic's not showing up.
Hello? Hey, there I am! My mic got switched off. What's the deal, OBS? It has been a long 3 months? 4 months? Who even knows? It's had its ups, it's had its downs, and it has all led to this. The Season 6 playoffs get started tonight. I am Fisac on the call, joined by Whitney. Whitney, are you as pumped as I am for tonight's slate and getting started with the postseason?
Oh yeah, we're gonna have some fun tonight. Playoff baseball in this league is always a sight to behold.
we are getting started with the divisional matchups here. Nope, it's the wildcard matchups, not even the divisional. You're coming in extra early. We've got Bombers at Cyclones at Sakura Hills. Then we move over to the Overdrafts at the Dragons at Lafayette Corner before we head to our nightcap. Ball players at Wildcats at Tiger Den and Lumberjacks at Knights Swagger Center. Now, Whitney, of all these matchups, and you can't say your own, and I won't say my own as well, because of course you are the Bombers manager, I'm the Dragons manager. Between Ball players, Wildcats, and Lumberjacks Knights, which one are you the most looking forward to?
Probably Ball players, Wildcats. There's a lot of playoff history between those two teams. If you remember all the way back to season 4, was it? The 24-1 game, if you recall. But it's going to be very interesting. Ball players and Wildcats kind of didn't have a great second half to the season, so that's a really potent ball players offense when they're on. Wildcats have a really good pitching staff, so it'll be interesting to see what prevails there.
Well, we are getting started right here at Sakura Hills. I will update that score template once we get underway. It'll be Alfonso Sims who gets the call for the Cyclones here in Game 1. And we are underway with Season 6 postseason. And that's Billy O'Connell right to Timberwood. So the first in time for the first out. Whitney, tell me a little bit about Alfonso Sims this season as Hamish Rifleman comes up. And I'm always going to say his name wrong.
Pandora said music was still playing. I don't know if you took care of that or
yeah,
not.
I was having it play softly while we kind of talked.
Let's see, Alfonso Sims, 14 and a third innings pitched, giving up 12 earned runs, 16 hits, 9 walks, 8 strikeouts, 3 home runs, a 7.53 ERA, and a 1.75 whip.
Rifleman steps on the bag for Rifleman rather, it hits it to first. Steps on the bag for the second out. And here is Tyler Benetti, recent call-up. Just got done playing in the minor super series. Absolutely thrilling series that went to 5. This one left side, great catch.
Nice play by
By
Arbor.
Woody Arbor. We'll head to the bottom of the first. If you have not watched the Minors Season 2 Super Series, you need to go to YouTube tonight and watch it. One of the most incredible series I have ever casted. I had Dean and Aggie on the call with me there. And that brings us to the bottom of the first. Mario Wrestles getting things started for the Bombers in this series. What can you tell me about Wrestles?
47 innings pitched this season, 18 earned runs, 44 hits, 20 walks. Led the lead in strikeouts, I'm pretty sure. Had 40 of those, 4 home runs, giving up a 3.44 ERA and a 1.36 whip.
County earns the walk, and now here is Doug Kelly. So he's at the first pitch. Cyclones line up very top heavy. That one gets through the gap on the right side. Runs on first and second. Nobody out. Now bring up Jerome Diligence. And Whitney, feel free to pop in with the player batting stats whenever you see fit. As this is Dedelia. He makes the tag at third. Throw to first. Not in time. But does get the leadoff runner. Great option there for Delia to at least get the lead runner, as he probably wasn't going to have a play at second.
That was a really good play. A little bit more arm on him. Probably would have gotten Diligence, but just a little bit weak there. That's his one flop as third baseman.
As he gets rung up there, sit down Hugh George the third. Now here is Woody Arbor. 2 outs, runners on first and second. This one is hit well into left, tracking back at the track, at the wall. It's out of here. 426 feet. And the Cyclones strike first in the first inning. That'll bring up Fat Hugh, acquisition this season from the Gauchos.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, my internet kind of hiccuped there.
Maybe for a good reason.
No, I saw that happen.
Well, here we go. 3-1 count to Fat Hugh. Misses the zone. He'll make his way to first.
Now batting, the
brings up Sebastian Angelo.
Number 20. Back low.
That one, nice dive there by Tanner. Not able to settle the ball though, so it'll be runners on first and second.
Now batting, the shortstop.
Here is Timber Woods.
Number 7.
22 pitches for Mario Wrestles this inning.
Strike.
This one up the middle. Billy O'Connell throw to first in time, so the damage will stay at 3. We'll head to the top of the second. Lexi Luther, Beatrice Tanner, Alfred Delia due up for the
Now
Bombers.
batting, the designated hitter. Number 20.
Also, wait, if you want to have the schedule up, and we can also talk about how these teams ended up in the positions that they're at throughout the evening.
Okay.
That one off of the glove of Sims. Runner at first, too fast. Luther beats it out. Luther was a draft pick this season for you, or
Yes,
last
she
season?
was. She was a second rounder this season, I think.
Runner takes off for a second. The throw is in time. Sit down, Lexi Luther.
He's not fast enough to be stealing though.
Here is Beatrice Tanner.
Strike.
And into the second inning, I finally have everything updated as she gets rung up there. I should not have struggled as much as I did to put up all the games for this evening. Nonetheless, here we are. Here is Alfred Delia.
Strike. Strike. Strike 3 rounds.
And he gets swung up there, caught looking. An unconventional 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the second. Stud, top of the order, due up for the Cyclones.
The left fielder.
Cyclones, the number 4 seed in the Epic. And how did they get to this position, Whitney?
That's up.
Let's see. A rough start to the season, starting off 1-4,
That's nice catch there by Rifleman.
Now batting.
but then closed out the season only losing 2 of their last 9, and looking semi decently. You know, getting the run differential back in their favor. Had a chance to maybe flirt with the division, but just fell a little bit short as the Serpents were able to lock that up.
Swing and a miss. He gets rung up there.
Now
I'll bring up Doug Kelly. If I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, Whitney, but that turnaround came during interconference play as they got a great, huge win over the Dragons, which sort of propelled them to the finish of the season that they had.
That win was one of them, but honestly, it started a couple weeks before with a 10-9 win over the Stingers, 6-1 over the Angels, then suffered a bad loss to the High Rollers. Then they beat the Dragons, went over the Serpents, split the series between the Skulls of Rock, shut out the Wildcats, and finished the season with a 6-2 win over the Unicorns.
Now batting, the first baseman. Number 18.
So nothing doing for the Cyclones in the bottom of the second. We head to the top of the third. Brew Hogan to lead things off.
Strike.
So 2 additions, if I remember correctly, for the Bombers this postseason as Woods throws to County in time for first. You had Benetti coming up, as well as Lucy Freischack making her way to the bullpen.
Yeah, I figure having her up here is better than having Ralph Fowl, kind of the old man, was kind of filling up a spot so that everyone else could be down below, kind of trying to get a little bit better.
Now batting.
And I believe that was Alyssa Sass that just hit that ball up the middle. 1 out
It
single.
was.
Here is May Bruce.
Ball high.
I'll tell you what I'd really love to do is I'd love to add back my Twitch chat window in my OBS. As that one is off of the glove of Diligence. Runner will easily make it to second. Trying to remember how I did that.
Ball 4. Take your
And that'll be a walk to Bruce, so the pass ball leads to nothing, although it's a little bit more of a
The
wild
second
pitch.
baseman, number 10.
And
Yeah,
now
that
we'll go
one
back
was
to the top of
really
the order,
tall.
Billy O'Connell.
One swing baseball.
Whitney's calling it, and if it goes all the way, someone do jar. Even though it's not the purpose of jar. It's not just past the glove. At second, runner is in time at second. Held off. Make sure it wasn't caught, so that'll load the bases. One out, and here is Hamish Hamish.
Ball inside.
I've already said Hamish.
Here's
Like,
Rifleman.
Yeah, that's
the
awesome.
way,
Yeah.
that's the way to solve it. Pops up behind the plate. Diligence will make the grab. 2 gone. Now here is Tyler Benetti.
Fielder, number 4.
Benetti getting the start in left, pushing May Bruce into center, pushing Billy O'Connell into second, and then putting Beatrice Tanner at short for the injured Pablo
This is into
Sanchez.
center. Shut up, Whitney, as your team just scored 1, just scored 2. That is going to be a bases clearing double, and we are tied up at 3. Probably one of the best shut up Whitneys to happen to you. And if you would like the origin of that meme, you'll have to watch the Chaos
That was the Crawlers Corns of Pop.
Panic. It was the well, no, yeah, that was the Panic. That was the Panic conference finals in the minors for the origin of that meme.
That's outside.
And now Alfonso Sims is tense.
Ball 4.
That'll be a walk to so both starters here, Whitney, not necessarily finding ground early.
Number 9.
As Sims had started off pretty strong, but then gave up a couple walks, couple of hits in this inning. It's kind of fallen apart here.
Just needs 1 out to get to the bottom of the inning, but he's got Beatrice Tanner now, who is stacked for a number 5 hitter.
Outside.
3-1. That misses high, so Tanner will walk, and that will load the bases with 2 outs for Alfred Delia.
Number 99.
Big Al on the season hitting .288, one of the better players in this Bombers lineup. Only 1 home run of the season, though. His only non-single that he has hit this season, to the surprise of no one.
No, outside.
Full count, 2 outs, runners will go. Swing and a miss. He gets rung up there, but the Bombers do find 3 to tie it up. But to the bottom of the 3rd, Diligence, George the 3rd, and Woody Arbor due up.
Now batting, the catcher, number 10.
It's probably Delia now that progression has been applied.
This is into
Yeah.
right, and that will be a double for the Cyclones. What were we saying?
Elder asked who's slower, Delia or Gerald Davis. And I think coming out of progression run now, it's going to be Delia. Davis actually had like 3 doubles in that series. I think he had a really good set of games.
I will point out that it's much more fun to watch Gerald Davis at bat than Delia.
Ball inside.
Gerald Byside said I'm Vic Davis. That'll be a walk there. And here is Woody Arbor. Last time up at a 3 RBI homer.
17.
3-run homer, that's how you call it. By the way, okay, so Josh got on my case earlier today because I say that's hitting to center right or that's hitting to right center. What's wrong with me saying that?
As opposed to saying what?
I don't know. Is there I guess it's supposed to be right center or left center and not center right or left, but I don't think I call it that. This one is hit
Oh
deep,
my gosh.
tracking back to the track, to the wall. Woody Arbor, have yourself a 2-3-run home run day, and the Cyclones are back on top. As I just realized, I'm not even playing the home run songs. There we go. I missed the first one, Woody Arbor. And you know what? Just because I missed that for you, Woody Arbor, here you go. I'm going to do it again for you. That's a beanball to Fat Hugh. We'll see how much longer Mario wrestles last year, as he's been a little bit tense. Here's the second one for Woody Arbor. Please do not at me, Woody Arbor. Wrestle's rattled here. Runner takes off for a second, popped up. And caught by Hogan. Runner, what are you doing? Double play.
The shortstop.
Hugh took off for second. Who was that at first?
It was Fat Hugh.
Who was the first baseman?
Oh, Mario's was the one who Hogan caught it, and then Mario Wrestles covered first.
Didn't think that Hogan doing it. Billy O'Connell, what a diving grab there. However, another 3-run shot from Woody Arbor puts them up 6-3. And here is Brew Hogan. Fat Hugh
18.
misjudged the ability of Brew Hogan. I mean, give him a look at his speed, but still not heads up base running there for Fat Hugh, especially given that was in foul territory.
Strike.
Ooh.
Okay, so Josh is here. Okay, yeah, Josh is correct. It's right center.
Take your base.
Okay, so I need to call it center right and center left,
Number 35.
which sounds stupid to me. No way that's the way it's supposed to be. I want proof. I've been wrong before. Prove it to me. Is that one is up to the right side? Runners on first and second, nobody out. It's right center, left center. Okay, but someone prove it to me. I'm not saying I'm wrong, but I just want to make sure that I'm wrong.
Trying to remember offhand because these two teams met in the playoffs back in season 4, and they were very interesting games. It went the full 3 as well. I remember the third game was really crazy. The Bombers went into the bottom of the ninth because the Cyclones had won the first round bye because of the play-in tournament, that big play-in tournament we had back then, and Game 3 was there, so it was the bottom of the ninth. We had I want to say a 4-run lead, and they were able to come back, and it went back and forth for another inning or two. It was crazy.
No, see, here's the thing. Everybody is sorry, not to completely change this topic, Whitney, but everyone is saying, "Oh, it's left center, it's right center," but they're not proving it. Also, heads up base running by the Bombers here compared to what Fat Hugh did. That was 2 balls there that were lined to first, and the base runners were able to get back and stay there. Here's over to a Rifleman.
Okay, I was pretty certain about this. So Hamish Rifleman had 4 hits all of the second half. Those 4 hits were home runs.
Well, he's facing a 3-1 count right now. If he hit a 3-1 shot, we're going to get crazy, and he will not. It'll load the bases once again. 2 outs, and here is Tyler Benetti. Last time he was up with the bases loaded, he had a bases clearing double. Now he comes in here against a tense Alfonso Sims. Both starters getting lit up here in game number 1. 1-2. Misses. This is again full count. 2 outs. Runners will go right side, and that is going to be another bases clearing double for Tyler Benetti. He thought about third and he wasn't. Well, if your name is Tyler Benetti or Woody Arbor, you have 6 RBI tonight.
So this game is basically Woody Arbor versus Tyler Benetti.
Tyler Benetti. Here is Lexi Luthor now. Arbor, who had hit no home runs in the regular season, comes in and hits 2. And then Tyler Benetti, who had just tasted the bitter taste of defeat in a 5-game series off of a walk-off from the Corns of Pop in the Super Series. And the Bombers have taken a 1-run lead with a Lexi Luthor single. And that will do it for the top of the 4th. We're heading to the bottom of the inning. Stud, top of the order, do it for the Cyclones.
Now back.
Are you not entertained?
Number 20.
This is already pretty crazy. If you told me this game would be 7-6 as a final score, I would have had a hard time believing it, honestly.
Dahlia
With
is
the
there
quality
for
of
the
pitchers we
first.
had.
Shut up, Whitney! County down for Delia just made a great. I can already tell that this meme is gonna get taken too far. Like, I just know it is. Where should you post your evidence, Pasta? If it's a link, post it in here. If not, if it's like a screenshot, post it in off topic and then tag me. Patrice Tanner now thought a person too fast, because that would have been absolutely crazy.
Yeah, too much speed at the top of this order for the Cyclones. They're just super fast. County, Kelly, it's a heck of a 1-2 punch.
Squared saying, so I thought it was Cyclones versus Bombers and not Benetti versus Arbor. Throw it a second, not in time.
Ooh, that was close.
Jet County, too fast. So
Yep, too fast.
tying runner, 180 feet away. Runner takes off for third. The ball's on. Oh, nearly in time. Jet County is safe. He has stolen 2 bags in the tying run, now 90 feet away. Right side off of the glove of Brew Hogan. Runner at first will be safe. Runner at home is safe. Mario Wrestles goes back to Rattled. And we are now tied at 7. 1 out, and here's Jerome Diligence. Swings, that might be the worst swing we've seen today.
Yeah.
Oh
Ooh.
my gosh, he does it again. This time lays off of it. Can't blame Mario Wrestles for trying to go back to it.
Can't fool Willie, Jerome Diligence 3 times.
Mario Wrestles pitched 4 balls in that at-bat. Diligence swung at all of them and then doesn't swing at the drop ball strike. That will do it for Wrestles. Kate Luna will come in.
This is a decision. Last time we saw Luna, she was getting shellacked by the ball players.
Runner takes out for second. The throw is not in
Not
time.
even close. Too fast.
Well, the double punch of Jet County and Doug Kelly has always been the Cyclones' strongest piece. Besides a little-known pitcher you might not know of him. His name is Kyle Edwards. 3-1 count to Hugh George III. Misses the zone, so that'll be a runner at second. That'll be a runner at first.
Oh my
That'll
god.
be 2 outs. And here is the locked-in Woody Arbor. Surely, this game is not rigged. Surely Metalhead Software in Canada does not have a direct line. Now, I'm not even running my VPN. Maybe I should be running my VPN again. No, he will not hit another 3-run shot.
He's human.
He is actually human after all. Well, it's EA Sports, but it's still Metalhead. We'll head now to top of the 5th inning. Alfred Delia to lead things off. He has had 2 strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging.
You want to take a guess, like a stab at what the score was between these 2 teams the one time they played in the regular season?
I'm trying to think if I casted that.
No, Square did.
As he gets rung up there, 3 strikeouts for Delia. That's a sombrero,
Yep.
right?
That's a sombrero.
That's a sombrero. He'll have a chance for a golden one later. Here's Brew Hogan. I'm going to guess off the top of my head 7-3 Cyclones.
3-1 Bombers.
Oh my god.
And it was the same pitcher for the Cyclones, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Johnny Sins for the Bombers.
Well, clearly Mario Wrestles doesn't have the lockdown power that Johnny Sins does. Here is
Apparently.
2 for 2, Alyssa Sass. Able to jump the ship from the Walkers. And join a team that actually made postseason. Sorry, Pasta. This one
the
is the
ship from the Walkers.
Timberwoods. What a stop to throw the first in time! And that'll do it to the bottom of the 5th inning. Fat Hugh, Sebastian Angelo, Timberwoods. I mean it in good jest, Pasta.
Well, you know that's not the same Sass. There's 2 Sasses, right?
Well, Alyssa Sass is a former Walker, wasn't she, or no?
Lumberjack. I got her like right before the season 5 draft.
Look, the important thing to know is that the Walkers did not make the draft or did not make the postseason this year. The inner Dragons major. Now, I may have just summoned bad mojo that results in the Dragons getting swept by the overdrafts, but it was worth it.
That's up. Ball inside.
2-1 count to Sebastian Angelo, 1 out here. This one is up the middle. Angelo's aboard. Well, how about this? She went to Walker's games when she wasn't playing to see her husband play. How about that? Runner goes for second. The throw is not in time. Angelo beats it out, so go ahead run now 180 feet away. Here is Timberwoods.
Sass is usually a little bit better behind the plate, but just a little bit late tonight.
O'Connell, and they are gonna catch Angelo in the run down here. Beatrice throws to Luna. Luna will make the run in. No, will not be able to make the tag. O'Connell will this time.
Now batting.
Oh.
So 2 gone, and here is Andrew Stud.
Be interesting how long they're going to leave D'Elia out there. He's tense after, striking out 3 times. Wonder if we might turn to Carlisle Reynolds to get someone who's not tense there at the hot corner.
Sass is a goofy goober until he gets nuked. Josh, are you just doing that out of spite for Zach? Just because you know that you can? Well, here is locked in Jet County. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Oh, had a juicy little drop ball there, did not swing. Does swing at that, but it's foul. See you, Pasta. Hope to see you back soon. Full count, 2 outs, runners at first and second will go. And this ball is smoked into center right. But it is going to be caught by May Bruce for the 3rd out. We'll head to the 6th. The first inning since the second in which nobody scored. May Bruce in the top of the order, due up. And wait, can you tell me anything about Gwen Morello this season?
Let's take a look here. Gwen Morello was a starter back in the regular season. I think they're number 3. She threw 17 and 14 and 2/3. Gave up 9 earned runs, 24 hits, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, a 5.5 ERA, a 1.97 WHIP.
This one is hit deep into center, tracking back at the track at the wall.
Ooh.
It's out of here. A line drive, 424 feet, and O'Connell has the Bombers up by 1.
I didn't think that had the height to go over the wall. I thought it was going to bounce off the top.
What do you know, guys? I was right. It is right center and left center. Josh, you can eat it. And someone can jar me for that if they feel like it. 2-2. Fouled up. Or rather, popped up. Timberwoods is there for the second out.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 4.
Here is 2-double Benetti, who unfortunately does not have all of them. No, I wanted to say it was right center and left center. I think here's the deal. I think I should have trusted myself given that I worked in athletic communications and I literally covered baseball.
Number 14.
This one up the middle, Doug Kelly is aboard. No, I wanted it to be, I always called it left center and right center.
Catcher, number
And then Josh told me to do center right and center left. He tried to lead me astray. He was a false prophet.
no.
Oh, just past the glove of Delia and just down the line. And this actually could result in a tie game, and it will. Oh, no, Panetti struggles a little bit, and left runner was going to come anyways. And so now we are tied at 8, and here is you, George III.
Designated
What is this game?
It's game 1 of week 1 of day 1, season 6 playoffs.
That's up.
And we still got 3 more games on the docket tonight.
Ball inside.
2-2.
Break.
Swing and a miss. He gets rung up there.
Now batting.
I'll bring up Woody Arbor. By the way, Josh redeeming +1 to create a player. And here is Lucy Freishak, and then also subscribing for 1 month at tier 3. Right side, Brew Hogan cannot make the grab, but the runner held at second. So it'll just be runners on the corners, 1 out. And here's Fat Hugh and Whitney. How did Lucy Freishak do in the minors this season?
Well, you forced me to open the other document real fast.
Well, you're the one who brought her up.
33 innings pitched, 18 earned runs, 36 hits, 11 walks, 22 strikeouts. ERA just under 5, a whip of 1.42.
Well, Fat Hugh got rung up there, so runners on the corners, 2 outs, and here is Sebastian Angelo, 2 for 3, Sebastian Angelo. Runner takes off for a second. The throw is off the line.
Good grief.
Runner will come home. May Bruce, the throw is not in time, and the Cyclones go up by 1. Sass has not been great trying to throw out runners today. It is a fast Cyclones lineup, but that one misses the mark as he gets rung up there. So the Cyclones respond with 2 runs of their own. Right into the 7th. It's a 1-run lead for the Cyclones.
Now batting. The designated hitter.
How did I not even count that as an error? Isn't that an error?
This one into center. Caught by Doug Kelly for the first out. This game, man. It is wacky. It is crazy. And it doesn't, if there's one thing we know, it doesn't know how to attribute errors. Here is Beatrice Tanner, 0 for 2 today with a walk. And she'll be 0 for 3 as this is the Fat Hugh. Throw the first in time. 2 gone.
Now batting.
Brings up 0 for 3 Delia. And we'll see if you're right. No, he will stay in. So it's time for redemption for Delia. To be fair, 1 swing game. As this has been a back and forth affair. This one, left side, Timber Woods tries to make the throw to first, but even for someone that moves slower than the tectonic plates like Alfred Delia, cannot get him in time. And that'll bring up Donald McDonaldson. I don't know if we have stats for him this season. But
9 innings pitched, 15 hits, 5 walks, 9 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, an 8.99 ERA, and a 2.22 WHIP.
That's a 1-2 counts of Brew Hogan. And this should be out number 3, and it will. So let's do the 7th inning stretch. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Week 1, Day 1 playoffs of Season 6. I am 5 Second on the call, joined by Whitney tonight. Make sure that you are following the official SSBL Twitch and join us on the Discord for everything SSBL related. And also, don't forget to submit your players for Season 7. You can submit up to 2 players. More information can be found in the link below. Oh for 3 Timber Woods here. Swing and a miss. He gets rung up there. And that'll bring up Andrew Studd, who is 1 for 3 today. You know what's interesting, Whitney, is if you look at the activity feed, you can actually see people follow the Twitch page when I do the call out. It's like the same reason why every single YouTuber tells you to subscribe and smash the like button as she run him up there. 2 gone. Here is Jet County back to the top of the order. Freishak moves to locked in. Her older brother can be seen in the next game. Designated hitter for the Dragons. We've got the Overdrafts traveling to Lafayette Corner after this one, but this one's still a 1-run game, and 3 batters, 3 strikeouts for Lucy Freishak. Well, that's to the top of the 8th. Sass, Bruce, and O'Connell do up
The catcher.
for the Bombers.
35.
I gotta try and hit McDonaldson. He's been not great all season, so this is our window.
Right off of the glove of Donald McDonaldson. The throw to first will be in time, though. 1 out.
Now batting, the
That'll
center
bring up
fielder,
May Bruce.
number 3.
Reminder that all of round 1 as well as the divisional round are best of 3. We will see these teams tomorrow at Emerald Diamond. If the Cyclones were to hold on, it would be a must-win game for the Bombers. Left side, that one is through the gap. So runners aboard. And if the Bombers were able to win here, they could also then consequently force a must-win game for the Cyclones, as that is how a best of 3 works. You're welcome for me explaining. Top of the order here is Billy O'Connell. Left side, that one just gets through on the left side. Runner's gonna head to third. Andrew Studd has an arm, not in time. Heads up base running by May Bruce.
Number 8.
And that'll put runners on the corners for Rifleman. Tying run 90 feet away. Billy O'Connell representing the go-ahead runner.
That's inside.
Rifleman 0 for 3 today with a walk.
No.
And he's facing a 3-0 count. We'll see if he does not swing here.
Take your base.
Doesn't need to. Loads the bases. For who else but Tyler Bonetti.
Number 4.
He has 2 bases clearing doubles today. If that was just a little bit over. The infield is surprisingly not guarding the guard lines, rather.
That's up.
Popped up behind the plate, 2-2. This one is into the gap in center, and that one's gonna get by Doug Kelly, and that'll be the 3rd bases clearing double for
that
Tyler Bonetti.
Is that an RBI record? That's 9 RBIs. Josh, you still here?
9 RBI for Tyler Bonetti, and the Bombers lead 11-9.
I'm not trying to jar it, but I feel like that's a record. I could be wrong, but I don't remember a 9 RBI game from anyone else.
Oh my gosh, this game is ridiculous. 2 outs now. Bonetti representing the run margin of 3 at second. Aggie doing a 3 jar for that.
They only could be in that 24-1 game I mentioned earlier, where the Wildcats really slaughtered the ball players. We had a what was it, a 20-1 game Skulls against the Angels last season. Maybe it was there.
Now pitching.
That'll do it for Donald McDonaldson after the intentional walk to Beatrice Tanner. I don't know how you feel about that, as here is Alfred Delia.
I mean, it makes sense from their perspective. Get past, even though Tanner doesn't have a hit today, she still has really good stats, and get to a guy who's 10s, even though he got a base hit his last time. Not saying that he shouldn't be 10s, because he's been really bad with 3 strikeouts today, but baseball perspective, it makes sense.
1-2 count to hand. This is into
Oh,
center.
it did
That's
make sense.
tracking back at the track, at the wall. It's out of here. 433 feet. Come sail away. Alfred Delia puts the Bombers up by 5.
First baseman, number 18. Strike.
I don't understand what's going on in this game. This
That
is
ball,
insane.
that ball looked good, but also we know about those balls hit directly into center,
Right.
and it
That's-
just carried.
And this park is a bigger park. That's no feat. That's no hard, or that's no easy feat.
Well,
I
it
should say,
is
going
feet.
to
It's actually
straight center.
400 feet. That's a stud. 406 feet even. Stud makes the grab. They're running to the bottom of the 8th. The Bombers put up 6. They lead by 5, and now here is Doug Kelly.
Number 14. That's inside.
So Josh and I were on a call earlier today, and we were trying to figure out what would be some of the interesting matchups this postseason. If the ball players and the Bombers were to match up in the Epic Conference Finals, all the games would be at the Emerald Diamond.
Oh yeah, that's true.
If the Serpents and the Overdrafts met up in the Super Series, it would be all games at Tiger Den. Or no. If the Serpents and the Moonshots it would be all games at Big Sky Ballpark. Some of the interesting quirks.
Well, if you remember season 4, it was a Super Series all at Apple Field.
Oh,
Well, actually, that was actually already that was predetermined. We were already going to Apple Field, but it worked out in the end because back then I was at Apple Field and so were the Lumberjacks.
Doug Kelly steals second, and Diligence gets walked to first. Brings up Hugh George III, 2 walks over 2 today. As the Cyclones have a little bit of a gap to get back into this game. Hugh George III into left center. Caught by Bruce. Wonderful tag. Head to third. That's a gun arm. Not even close.
Ooh.
Sit down, Doug Kelly. What are you thinking? You need to stay on base because the 3-run home run hitter is here. Why would you try to tag there? Woody Arbor would have gotten you 14-12. Instead,
I was going to say while that was in the air to let Bruce catch that because he has a decent arm, but I didn't want to jar myself.
2-2 count now. Well, Woody Arbor doesn't know what to do here. This is the first at bat that he's had where there's not been the chance to do a 3-run shot. And as a result, he grounds out to Billy O'Connell. So we'll head into the 9th. The Bombers are nursing a 5-run lead. Only out hitting the Cyclones by 1. This has been a crazy game 1.
This has been bizarre. This has been like an acid trip or something.
Minor, we still got 3 more games after this. And we're with you the entire way as As right to County. Step on the bat. What was that official at first doing? Did like a kind of like step ball change pivot.
Sometimes the umpires get really kind of turned around in this game. I mean, they still have the glitch where they'll call a foul ball, their back will be turned, but they'll be pointing foul, but calling it fair because it's not in front of them and they're pointing fair.
Well, she got rung up there, and that brings up 3 for 5, Billy O'Connell. Popped up behind the plate, and so we will head into the bottom of the 9th. We have seen stranger comebacks, although I don't know if we've seen them with 3 outs at this level in the postseason. It'll start off with Fat Hugh. Freishak locked in, 41 pitches, a hit, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts so far in her relief appearance. And I
I'm
believe
starting to labor a bit.
as Hughes swings at that one and then checks on the ball right down the middle. Swing and a miss. He got rung up there. Vad Hugh started out 2-0, 3 straight strikes from Freishak, and that will do it for Freishak. Here comes Johnny Sins, who has in a new forkball is what you added? Or did you add it? Yeah, the forkball is what was added.
The pitcher back in... So we've seen both pitchers that started the game back in the regular season between these two teams.
Delia with a dive, throw to first, not in time. He kind of did a belly flop onto the ground there.
See, that's really where they should have put in Reynolds defensively.
Right to Hogan,
it
throw
might
to
not
second
matter.
in time, throw to first, and the Bombers. Well, it was an interesting game, but the Bombers in the end, it's a 6-run 8th inning. As I'm waiting for my. I would love for my controller to connect here. And there we go. It was a 6-run 8th inning that did it for the Bombers. Of Whitney, can you do the prediction? And, Margaret, for the Bombers. In the end, they each equal 13 hits. 3-hit games for O'Connell, Benetti, and of course the stories of the game. Benetti with 3 bases clearing doubles. He's going to see some progression.
Yeah.
And then Woody Arbor with 2 3-run homers. So the Cyclones will have to travel to the Emerald Diamond tomorrow in an elimination game for them, as Donald McDonaldson will get the loss. 7 earned runs for Sims, 7 earned run for Wrestles. It turns out being the bullpen. Lucy Freishak will get the win. Player of the game will be Benetti, followed by Arbor, and then Jerome Diligent. So Whitney, any final thoughts on this game before we head to break?
Freishak only probably is the 4th MVP there, getting 6 strikeouts in 3 innings. Like, she really set the tone there at the end and got the Bombers through that one.
So 14-9, your final score. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we have the overdrafts at the Dragons. You're watching the SSBL right here on Twitch.
Yeah? Yeah. 2 minutes or 5.
Here we go. We are headed now to Lafayette Corner. It's overdrafts at Dragons. And Whitney, what are you expecting from this one?
This could be a fun game. You know, we saw this matchup back last year in a play-in game. And it was the overdrafts that ripped out the hearts of the Dragons and made it to their first postseason. And here we are. We get a whole series of it. It's going to come down to pitching. If the overdraft pitching can really keep this really strong Dragons offense at bay.
Well, I'll do the only non-neutral party thing I can do, which is to say I'm ready to get heartbroken again. First ever playoff game. I'm just excited to be here. And Nick's Trading is excited as we are underway. First pitch right out the middle for a single.
I didn't even realize this is your first ever game, a playoff game as a owner, manager. thingy.
As anything, as this is to Cooper, and a little bit of an issue for Nick Straining there. He was going to get out no matter what. Not able to get the runner at first. So Moore's
Honestly,
aboard.
It was a good play by Sponge, but he should have gone to first,
Yeah.
and then would have been able to get the runner caught in the middle easier.
Well, here
Because that
is-
was Jackson Moore, wasn't it? So
That
took a
was
lot of
Jackson
speed on
Moore.
that guy.
Here is Evers RD, and he gets rung up there. Brings up Daniel Winkler.
Jackson Moore was, I won't reveal who I eventually voted for, but Jackson Moore was one of my finalists that I considered for heroic MVP, along with Harry Von Crum. Harry Von Crum had an unbelievable second half. Let me see if I can find it here. He was 15 for 30, hit 3 home runs, had 11 RBIs, walked 10 times, only struck out twice. Like, the dude was just mashing it, and if he wasn't mashing it, he was taking a free pass.
1-2 count from Brock Hansen here to Bush League, who is filling in for the injured Tanya Marzo. Brock misses inside, 2-2. Runner takes off. This is popped into right, but Debbie Sawyer has some speed there and is able to make the grab. So Overdrafts get a little bit in the first. They get 2 hits, but aren't able to convert. We head to the bottom of the first. Sawyer, Esposito, Von Crum due up for the Dragons. And we weren't able to talk about Hansen, so we'll talk about him in a second. What can you tell me about Nero Bammer for the Overdrafts?
Nero Bammer, the longtime ace on this staff, has always had a tough time. Though, despite his ratings, he pitched 26 innings this season, 14 earned runs, 30 hits, 6 walks, 17 strikeouts, though, but gave up 6 home runs. Probably a consequence of being a home field at Tiger Den. A 4.84 ERA and a 1.38 WHIP.
7-0 right to Mookie Astaire. He and Joseph Wahlberger, Mookie Astaire rather, not Seb Esposito, called up in the middle of the season for the Overdrafts. Those are the only 2 called up, right? As Von Crum into shallow center. Nick Straining comes in to make the catch. 1-2-3 inning. Well, to the top of the second. Astaire, Wahlberger, and Knight. I think Astaire and Wahlberger were the only ones that got called up for the Overdrafts.
They also brought up one of their 2 pitchers. Was
that's
it
right.
Boss? I think it's Liam Boss, because I think it's Dice K that remained in the minors.
Yes, that's right. No. Dice K is in the minors.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dice
Oh,
K
yeah,
is in the minors.
gotcha.
He stayed down there. Well, let's take a look for Hansen. Hansen, 21 1/3 innings pitched, 16 earned runs, 25 hits, 14 walks, 15 strikeouts, 3 home runs given up, a 6.75 ERA, and a 1.82 WHIP.
Gives off a leadoff single to Mookie Astaire there, and here is the other rookie, Joseph Wahlberger. Actually, I don't know if, well, I guess they're considered rookies. As this one is on the left side, the rookies finding a way for the Overdrafts. Runner heads to third. The throw by Diaz will not be in time. Runners on the corners, nobody out, and here is Vern Knight with a chance to get the Overdrafts on the board.
That was a pretty good throw from the corner, but just a little bit too late.
Von Crum makes the dive, and he will just step on first. Heads
Oh, wow.
up at third
Oh.
base by Mookie Astaire to not run.
I'm really surprised the runner didn't go. Oh yeah, Mookie Astaire is really slow. I forget that. That's his one fatal flaw. He desperately needs some speed.
So runners on second and third, 1 out, and KDC here with an opportunity to put the Overdrafts on. 2-2 count. Fouled off. Fouled off again. Fouled off again. Great at bat here from KDC. And G gets rung up there. 1 pitch not swung on, as that was close to the edge of the plate. So maybe he's trying to earn a ball there. And so that'll bring 2 outs. And here is Nick Straining.
Heck of a pitch there.
Fouled off. Not a lot of foul territory here in Lafayette Corner.
Yeah, this park is one of my favorite parks aesthetically, but the playing dimensions just really kind of subdue it.
This one is hit deep in the right, tracking back at the track, at the wall. It's out. 387 feet, almost hitting into the second deck. And the Overdrafts have struck first here in game 1 of this series.
Number 22.
Okay, are you ready for really weird, creepy coincidence time?
As Brock Hansen is now tense, Han Crum will make the catch here, theoretically. It does. But what's the weird coincidence here?
Woody Arbor going against commentator B team. First runs of the game, a 3-run home run from a player who had hit no home runs and had 6 RBIs on the season. Second game of the day, first runs scored are for commentator A are from a player who's hit no home runs and had 6 RBIs on the season, and it was a 3-run shot both times.
As this one is hit deep into right center, tracking back at the track of the wall! It's out of here! Sponge Cooper responds quick, and the Dragons are on the board. The difference is that I don't have anybody who I called it from the minors to do bases clearing double, but I do
No one
have
can hit it.
myself. Here is me, Will Freishak.
I mean, Freishak has loved the number 3 this season. I'm pretty sure every home run he hit this season was a 3-run home run.
Well, this one is into center, and coming in and making the grab is KDC for the first out. Brings up Libby Sickley.
The center fielder, number 30.
Did we do a prediction for this one yet?
Yes.
That one's up the middle, and Sickley is aboard. So one swing from tying it up, and here is Vanessa Marzo,
The catcher, number 28.
who is batting ahead of Gary Starr. Runner takes off for a second. The throw is low and in time.
Oh.
Sit down, Libby Sickley. That's Wahlberger behind, right?
Yes.
Wahlberger makes the throw. So 2-1
One
count.
hopped it.
2 outs to Vanessa Marzo. Full count. And Bammer just misses the zone. Barely. And here is Gary Starr now.
One swing baseball.
Quickly down 0-2 to Bammer. Misses low. Gets him to chase high, but fouled off. Just misses the outside corner of the plate. 2-2 to Gary Starr. This one is into right. That's traveling. That will be foul. In play, but foul. This one is up the middle, and that will bring Gary Starr aboard. And what is
Ooh.
Vanessa Marzo doing, thinking about going to third?
No speed versus no arm. I don't know who would have won that one.
Well, runners at first and second, and here is Steven Diaz now with 2 outs. Bottom of the order for the Dragons. Nero Barron now tense, despite only giving up 1 run.
Yeah, I kind of got a few base knocks on him so far this game.
2-2 count. Finds the inside corner, gets Diaz to foul it off. This one is hit well into right. I don't know if that's
That's
it, but that's
happened.
the drag of the wall!
Yes!
It's out of here! Well, I mean, I thought the Billy O'Connell home run in game 1 was a line drive. Diaz sneezing that ball over. No jump out from the right fielder. And the Dragons take a 1-run lead. I mean, if the right fielder is 2 inches taller, potentially makes that grab. I
mean,
did
if
not
he
think
puts
that
his
was getting
glove
over
up.
at any point, as KDC will make the throw to first, and that will end the inning. But the Dragons respond with 4 runs of their own. We get to the top of the third. Sardi, Winkler, Bush League due up for the Overdrafts.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 17.
Man,
Day
What if
day
we say
one
that-
postseason is crazy. This one, Esposito throw to first in time, one gone. Here is Daniel Winkler. Well, what I was saying is I didn't even Diaz, like I said, sneezed that one over. That one barely clipped onto top of it. Reminds me of the Coins of Pop in the minors. I forget if it was in their conference finals or if it was in the Super Series, where they had a ball that hit the top of the wall. As that is a walk issued by
yes.
Brock. Will this be the start of 7-walk Brock? As he is now tense. Man, it is not a great day to be a starting pitcher in the SSBL.
Yeah,
Here's Bush League.
Something in the air today or something.
Check swing, League. That one's a ball. 2-2 to League. Swings at a ball, and that's going to bomber special. Steven Diaz can't get
Ooh.
there in time.
Man, of the people who try to slide and catch those types of flares, Steven Diaz has the stats to make an attempt and not have it backfire on him horribly.
Shallow
think.
wall out there in left, but chose not to. So runners on first and second, one out, and here is Mookie Astaire. Infield set up for the Dragon special. 1-2 count to Astaire. And he gets rung up there. Check swinging the ball right down the middle. And now here is a locked-in Joseph Wahlberger. And Whitney, I think that is from throwing out sickly at going to second.
I would have to assume so, even though the throw is in the dirt, though. One of the most bizarre ways to get locked in you could get, most likely.
Sickly had a bad jump. He also does have a single today, so the combination of the two. 2-2 count as that one somehow finds the upper corner of the zone. Man.
Anson really living on this inside edge of the strike zone. He's gotten a few on that edge.
Caught by Von Crum. The Overdraft's not able to respond in the top of the inning, and that will bring Wahlberger back down to neutral mojo. Tom Esposito to lead things off here in the bottom of the third inning. 1-run lead. Bammer still tense. This one up the middle, and Sub Esposito is aboard with a single. Now, part of the issue for the Dragons in Season 5 was that they just swung at everything, like the first pitch they saw. So Stubb going back to those ways and that at bat, but this time actually able to get on base. And here's Harry Von Crum now. Made it to the All-Star game. That one is off of the glove of Wahlberger, and you really get an idea of how small the foul territory is, like how close that backstop is. Which is partly one of the reasons why to be honest, one of the reasons I chose this venue. I wanted to keep the pitchers honest. Full count, Harry Von Crum, runner at second. This one up the middle, and that will score Sub Esposito. Harry Von Crum has himself. Could that be a triple? Will he head to third? He will. Harry Von Crum trying to lay it out. Can he see the throw? Not in time. Call it Cycle Watch. We do that nowadays. Anytime anyone hits a triple, doesn't matter if it's the last pitch of the game or if it's the first pitch of the game. Call it Cycle Watch for Harry Von Crum. 2-run lead for the Dragons. Nero Bammer now rattled, and here is Sponge Cooper.
Nero Bammer going the way Mario Wrestles. He was rattled. Game.
Well, and Brock Hansen is tense as well.
Yeah, I mean, just exactly what Alfonso Sims was. Like, what turned out to be, I didn't quite realize this, how bad the second half was for pitching. And we had the stat progression come out today. And now we're seeing this, and yikes, to say the very least.
Runner takes off for a second, not in time. Sponge Cooper barely gets there. And so now runners on second and third, 3-1 count for Will Freishak, and he will take a walk. So the bases will be loaded. Nobody out for Libby Sickly.
At least nobody out here, man. I'm stunned they haven't pulled Bammer. Like, it's very unusual to see someone get rattled and them still be in the game for, this long.
Infield is in, trying to prevent more runs from coming in. Just misses the inside corner of the zone there, 2-2. This one into left. This should be caught. Runner will. Harry Von Crumb thought about coming in, decided against it. So 1 out. Infield will now go into double play for Vanessa Marzo.
I mean, Sardini in left there doesn't have much of an arm, but Von Crum doesn't have the speed, and that was too shallow of a hit as well.
Again, not a very big field, Lafayette corner.
No, yeah, that left field wall is probably akin to what the left field wall is back in Big Sky.
As she gets hung up there, so the Dragons go from the bases loaded, nobody out, to now 2 outs. Nero Bammer back up to 10th now from Rattled, and here is Gary Starr.
Be a huge boon for him to get out of a bases loaded jam like this and only having 1 run come across this inning.
That is to
That's
the
not gonna
right
happen.
side, and 1 run will score. Runner will not head in from third. And Bammer back down to Rattled, and here is Steven Diaz, who barely got it over. Air Force, glad you could join us. Fouled off, 0-2 count. Still, to get out of this, only giving up 2 runs would be huge. This one's into right, that's foul.
Nope.
And this will do it. So the Dragons load the bases. They only get 1 from that, but a triple from Harry Von Crum adds another. And Air Force, you can't change your rotation, but you can change your lineup for tomorrow. You cannot change rotations in between rounds, but if you wanted to change up your lineup, you could do that. Vern Knight now, 0-2. Right to Von Crum. He'll step on the bag. 1 gone.
Important inning here for Brock to see if he can keep the foot on the gas for the Dragons. They've built out a bit of a lead here and try and quelch the overdrafts.
He is now back up from tense to neutral mojo. Here is KDC over 1 today, facing an 0-2 count. Upped up foul. This one right to Von Crum. He will step on the back again. 2 gone. And here is Nick Straining, who hit a long bomb to start off the scoring for the overdrafts in the top of the second inning. Top of the second inning. Josh loving the butt scratch emoji there.
Josh, welcome back. Okay, Josh,
Hanson doesn't really have a butt to scratch. It's no Gerald Davis. That's all I'm saying. 2-2 count.
Josh, we think we might have an SSBL record happen. Tyler Benetti had 9 RBIs in the last game.
3 bases clearing doubles for Benetti. Coming up from the Super Series. Well, it's a 1-2-3 inning head to the bottom of the 4th, top of the order. Due up for the Dragons.
Now batting, the right fielder.
Here is Debbie Sawyer. Bammer back up to 10th from Rattled.
Yeah, Bammer still in here, despite, I think, the team's best interest. See if he can chew up another inning or at least a batter or 2.
Bad, I believe that's Mookie Astaire there at first base. A bad attempt at the ball, and so it'll be a double for Sawyer. I mean, any extra bases. Can we just think about that triple by Harry Von Crum? It is hard to get a double in Lafayette corner. It is even harder to get a triple. And Josh saying he does think it is, in fact, a record for Benetti, as they are checking on Sawyer at second. And you have to think, how much longer will they keep Bammer in here?
I just really don't know why they haven't pulled him. Like, they have several options. Jorge Tostada, Liam Boss, maybe not Mango Anaya, but they have some decent arms in the pin.
Full count, and that just misses the inside corner. So that'll put runners on first and second for Von Crum, and that will do for Bammer. And like you said, here is Jorge Tostada. Had a little bit of a stint on the IL earlier this season, as it's a double steal. The throw to third, not in time. Sawyer, I think, grew about 6 inches on her foot to get there in time. So runners at second and third, nobody out for Harry Von Crum, but he will just pop this up, and Wahlberger. Actually, Bush League will call him off and make the grab for the first out.
Let's see here. Jorge Tostada, 18 innings on the season, 15 hits, 12 walks, 11 earned runs, also 11 strikeouts, 3 long balls given up, a 5.5 ERA, a 1.5 WHIP. So not the greatest, but we've definitely seen worse.
3-1 count to Sponge Cooper here, and that misses low. So Cooper, and once again the Dragons load the bases, and here is Will Freishak go from with a walk today.
Do you remember offhand, did French Pastry end up overtaking the RBI lead, or did Freishak hold on to it by 1? It was like one difference. I don't remember.
You'd have to check the stats. I'll be honest, I haven't really been keeping track of myself.
You had it by 1. Freishak and now has it as his 26th RBI with the bases loaded walk drawn there.
So Tostada walks and run. Here is Libby Sickley now with the bases loaded, 1 out. This one right off of the glove of KDC. So in the end, it's just 1 out, not 2. Honestly, Sponge Cooper did the best that he could there.
I forgot the bases were loaded. It's like, why are you running? And because he had to.
So runner at third is out. So runners at first and second. Here's Marzo. Dragons have scored 2 this inning. That one is off the glove of Wahlberger. Runners will head to second and third. They will get there in time. And a 3-0 swung on by Marzo, and the Dragons will enter double digits. Marzo is heading to second. Marzo is into second, and she didn't even need to slide. Dragons up by 7, and here is Gary Starr.
Yeah, Overdraft's doing exactly what I said they basically couldn't do, and that's keep this Dragons offense at bay. Already 10 runs here. We're not even halfway through this game.
This one is hit deep by Gary Starr, tracking back to the track, to the wall. It's out of here. 422 feet into the second deck. Gary Starr continues his season, and that'll bring up Steven Diaz with a 9-run lead for the Dragons, and Tostada is rattled.
Can you say ugly?
Well, this game isn't over yet. We have seen the Dragons choke worse. Diaz right to Tostada rather, and the no good, very bad, awful inning for the Overdraft is over. They give up 6. We get to the top of the 5th. Jackson Moore the 4th. Everest RD. Daniel Winkler due up for the Overdrafts.
Number 22.
So far, Brock Hansen, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, and a walk. Has not struck anybody out, but his offense has been bailing him out here, as has been the course of the season, as that is up the middle. The all-star Jackson Moore is aboard.
Yeah, Jackson Moore had a really great season this year. He continues to produce. Whoa.
And that will be a pull for Hansen. 7 hits, walk, 3 earned runs for Hansen through 4 innings. Now I'll bring in Woody Scottish, the long reliever. What are his stats this season, Whitney?
Scottish kind of had a struggle the second half of the season, really kind of brought down his season. 36 and a third innings pitched, as that is going to be a Dragon special.
Just in time.
But 36 and a third, gave up 37 hits, 27 walks, 17 earned runs, 26 strikeouts, a 4.2 ERA, and a 1.7 WHIP. That's actually quite a few walks. I didn't realize he had that kind of control issues.
Did Metalhead put out a patch in the middle of our season?
The patch was like after week 2 into week 3, I think, because I remember it split my Unicorns games, or it was really close to the Unicorns games that I had.
'Cause I'm trying to think if there's an explanation for just the not great pitching from across the SSBL in the second part of the season. This one up the middle, that should be caught by Jackson Moore as Tostada is back up from battle to tense. One gone. Here is Esposito.
How many pitchers are we going to go see all the way down to Rattle tonight? That's already, what, 3, I think? Maybe 4. Did Donaldson go down to Rattled?
I think he may have. The patch was supposed to buff pitchers, and I think it did. So I think there's got to be something else for what happened in the second half of the season, especially if that was so close to the start.
I could be wrong, but I feel offhand like that's like when they released that last like really big patch.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was early enough in the season. So Tostada, 2 outs here. 2-1 count to Harry Von Crum. 1 for 3 with a triple. Cycle walked Harry Von Crum. And he earns himself a walk. So I'll bring up Sponge Cooper now. And that'll do it for Tostada. 2 hits, 4 and run, 3 walks, and 1.2 innings. And in comes Liam Boss. This one, left side. That one's just foul. Now, my favorite part about Liam Boss is that the former Overdraft's manager, Boss, was not present at the draft, yet still ended up with himself, which was just crazy. As this runner's gonna head towards third, the throw is cut off by KDC. Von Crum makes it to third, so now runners on the corners for Will Freishak. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Dragons have not scored this inning. It would be the first inning since the first that they have not scored. Boss trying to keep this within 9. 2-2 count. Just misses outside. Full count. Cooper will run at first. And swing and a miss. He gets rung up there. Swings that ball for him. We'll head to the top of the 6th. Lee Gaster Wahlberger due up for the Overdrafts.
I was trying to find Boss's stats, and I was having a hell of a time finding it.
Some of his stats may be from the minors. Popped up behind the plate, and in a rare occurrence, it actually stays in behind the backstop. I do believe I said he got rung up there. Not I got run up there. As Scottish locked in. This one is hit deep in the center, though. Tracking back at the track is Sickly, and that's as far as it will go.
Man, that one died really heavily. I thought that one had it.
I thought that one was gone. Oh, it would have been funny if I had said I. I'll do that from now on. I won't say it whenever Freishak does something good, but whenever he does something bad, I'll say I.
Do I need to do that for the Wildcats game coming up?
Sure. 3-1 count to Wahlberger here. He's 1 for 2 today. Scottish finds his own. And he gets rung up there. Scottish somehow finds the corner of the zone there. Led to the bottom of the 6th. And the Overdraft's offense has been silent since that Nick Straining 3-run shot in the top of the 2nd.
Yeah, Hansen did kind of struggle a bit, but kind of finally found a groove. Did give up that 3-run homer, but Dragons kind of showing a bit of their superiority over this team.
Well, tomorrow's game will be at Tiger Den. And it will be Bradley on the bump. As this one is hit well into left, tracking back at the track, at the wall. It's out of here. Vanessa Marzo, 421 feet. Puts the Dragons up by 10. Let's see. Tomorrow on the bump for the Overdrafts is Rex. Margie Rex is on the bump for the Overdrafts. That game, the number 3 And then the first team that we watched today, Cyclones at Bombers, will be our nightcap. So we'll be under the lights at Emerald Diamond.
Number 35.
Really, Pasta, what's the distance of Tiger Den to center?
Does he mean the actual length of the fence or the distance from like home plate to the wall?
And that's a walk for Star. Plate to wall.
Okay.
Yeah, because Tiger Den's got, for example, Lafayette Corner here is kind of like Colonial Plaza in left, is it in terms of like it's pretty easy to rob a home run because the wall is like 2 inches high. This one hit into right center. Bird Knight will make the grab for the third out. And so the Dragons add 1. We head to the top of the 7th inning. It's a 10-run lead for the home side. So let's go ahead and have a look at these schedules to see how these teams got here. The Overdrafts came in as the 5th seed with a 6-8 record. The Dragons, the 4th seed with a 9-5. But how did they get here? As Esposito makes the stop, throw to first in time for the first out.
The Dragons had a pretty strong start to the season. Went, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-1 to start off the season, but puttered down the second half, losing 3 out of 4 after the halfway point, but getting 2 wins in their last 3 to lock up that 4th seed, I should say. And actually closed off their season against this Overdrafts team back in week 11, and it was a 5-3 victory. Definitely took something from that game and applied it forward. As for the Overdrafts, one of the 2 teams in the heroic bracket that come in with a losing record.
Sorry,
Had a
that
decent-
that was the stupidest jump by Sponge Cooper I've ever seen. Sorry, continue.
Had a decent start to the season, went 3-1 in their first 4, but then dropped 3 in a row, won 3 out of 4 again, but then lost 3 in a row to close off the season, and got really beat up pitching wise. Had some big losses, 10-14 to the Knights, 5-16 against the Moonshots. So that pitching, it was okay in the first half of the season, but it really started running away from them towards the end.
Distance to center. I'm going to guess 382 to center, Pasta. Runner takes off for a second. This one is into left. That one gets down past Steven Diaz, who has not had a great day fielding, and the Overdrafts off of the bat of Jackson Moore, is that?
Yes.
No, yeah, after the bat of Jackson Moore, I've got within 9. 373. Wow.
Not a bad guess. I thought it was shorter than that, to be completely honest.
That is not far into center, so we will see that tomorrow, as well as next game, actually. As we have ball players at Wildcats. This one is into right. Debbie Sawyer doesn't make the catch, just settles it. Moore will come in to score. And so it is now 13-5. This game is not over yet.
Saved extra bases. Decent play there. Surprised she was able to absorb that one.
Daniel Winkler facing a 3-1 count. And that'll be a walk. So runners on first and second, 2 outs. Overdrafts putting on a little bit of a run here. Here's Bush Lee.
Number 47.
Good old Bush League. Started the season, what, I think 0 for like 30-ish, I think. But did finally find a few hits. Sitting at 3 for 36. An 0.83 batting average.
2-2 count to League. Fouled off. Into left, Steven Diaz. Makes the grab. So the Overdrafts still alive here. They score 2 as we are into the 7th inning stretch. I want to thank everybody